I've done everything I can to cut my grocery budget, and I just can't cut any more. Hi, I'm Hope.
And I'm Larry.
From Under the Median. The statement that we started this program out with is very much akin to many of the emails that I have been receiving from listeners and viewers recently. So I wanted to take some time and just sort of break down some ideas and some concepts, some strategies, if you will, for ways that you can actually reduce your grocery expenses even when you feel like you have done everything you possibly can and you're at your wit's end and nothing else is going to lower it any further. I was very much in your position at the end of 2020. It was a very trying year.
That it was.
On so many different levels.
On many levels.
And the grocery budget was just not an exception. Now, for years, our grocery budget for a family of 6, our oldest boys moved out partway through 2021.
That helped.
Yeah, that actually did help. I got to be honest.
That helped.
So for a family of 6, our grocery budget was set at $400. The end of 2020, and I find that it averaged $425 a month. I did everything I could, guys, at least I thought I did, to get that grocery budget below $400 a month, and I just couldn't do it. So I pulled some ninja-like grocery saving strategies out of my back pocket, and I made a new goal. So we reset the grocery budget, and I set a hard and fast goal of
$300. Squeak.
I know it. So seriously, he did not think I could do it. Now, he does not know if I've done it or not, guys, and I am going to reveal, stay tuned, at the end of this program, I'm going to tell him live on the program, on camera, how much I actually have spent for the first 7 months of 2021 to see if I have actually been reaching my goal of feeding our family for $300 a month.
All right.
I'm going to give you 6 strategies. These are super saver strategies. And then I'm going to give you 5 of my ninja-like strategies. These are the strategies that will take you completely out of the norm and help you save money even when you think that you can't. The first strategy, this is the super saver skill category, guys. There are 6 strategies here. Number 1.
Well, you want to keep up to date on your pantry and freezer list. Now, that's a listing of the inventory in those items, right?
And we've talked about this before. It's so important to not just have a pantry, a well-stocked pantry at that, but to make sure that you know what is in said pantry at all times. So make sure that you have a list of your freezer contents and your pantry contents. Because if you decide you're not going to the store and you're going to shop from your pantry and freezer, you want to know what's in there that you can put together to make for dinner. When you store the items, how should they store them in the pantry?
Well, of course, we have them kind of categorized. So you have certain items of like value with other items.
Right.
And then you have all the items that are packaged. We try to put a date on them so we know how old they are, because certain items have a certain amount of shelf life on them, and we don't want to exceed the shelf life. Otherwise, we're not doing too good.
Now, if you want to know exactly how I organize my pantry, I did a 4-part pantry series where I showed you how to organize your pantry, and then I gave you great strategies for actually restocking your pantry on as little as $5 a week. So I'm going to make sure that that series is linked up above and in the description of the video. Strategy number 2. This is our super saver strategy number 2.
Well, you want a menu plan on what's in your home, not just what sounds good.
Never ever get out cookbooks and go, oh, that sounds good. And go to the grocery store to get what you need to make that specific dish. You will wind up spending a boatload of money that you don't need to be spending, because the truth is Most of us have enough stuff in our house that we could live for quite some time happily without even going to the grocery store. So make sure that when you're menu planning, you know exactly what you have in your house.
Okay, the next item is that you want to use store flyers properly. So what do you mean by that? How do you properly use them?
You're going to look at the front and the back of the flyer first, and right in the middle there's going to be a section. For some reason they feel compelled to put like the fruits and vegetables in the middle section of that flyer. I don't know why. So you're going to look front, back, and right in the middle at the produce section. You're going to look for something that are called loss leader items. Larry, what's a loss leader item?
Well, a loss leader item is an item that they're deliberately underpricing to get you to storm their store. And they're hoping that you're going to make up that amount of loss by buying a lot of other things that you may not need.
So what you want to do is go to stores and you want to cherry pick just those loss leader items, and you will save dramatically on your grocery bill. And here's the other tip. Do not buy a lot of processed, overpriced junk food, even if it's on sale. Don't do it.
Okay, so you're going to also
Number 4.
follow these don'ts. Okay,
Right,
the first
don'ts.
one
We have a list
is,
of don'ts. Do not.
yeah, don't walk out your door without a list. Planning is everything. Once you write a list, if you stick to the list, you're going to spend less money at the store.
Don't number 2.
Don't walk out the door without a calculator. You want to be able to add up the items that you're purchasing as you go. You want to set an amount that you want to spend at that store, and you don't want to exceed it. And that will help you do a little more what I call precision buying.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Don't number 3.
Don't walk out the door hungry.
It's a given, right? If you shop near lunch or supper time, you're going to put a whole lot of things in that cart that you never intended to put in that cart, because all of a sudden everything looks good. I'm going to make Larry read don't number 4 off the list, guys. It's number 4.
Don't take the kids or your husband. What's wrong with me?
Okay, no. You're a good shopping partner. I'm saying
Don't take your kids or your husband with you.
if the people that you love become a distraction to you in the store and you wind up spending more money than you ought to spend, then you should probably do this as a solo shopping adventure. But so you guys know, Larry and I, we usually shop together and we call it a date night. And that is so sad, isn't it? But we do. All right.
I'll admit, though, when I go to the store with her, I sometimes find items I would like to put in the shopping cart that aren't on the list.
I know. See? So there you go.
Guilty.
It might
Guilty.
It might be a good strategy.
Hey, you got to have a little fun.
We
though.
should plan
Gotta
a
have little
different
fun.
date night then. Guys, I think I just parlayed myself into like a different date night other than going to the store. I love it. Those are our list of don'ts. Strategy number 5.
Number 5 really helps in many ways. Bulk cook. That way you have a lot of items on hand. You got it ready. You're busy. You're working. You come home at night. There it is in your freezer. You throw it in the microwave, warm it up, and you got supper.
You save on time, money, and energy. What's better than that? Let's like a triple play, guys. And our final strategy in the Super Saver Skills category.
And we love doing this. And in fact, we just had a video on this. Buy in bulk. You will save 30 to maybe even 50 or 60% on some of the food. Now, you can't buy everything in bulk, but the items that you do buy in bulk, you can save a lot of money on.
If you want to see our most recent bulk buy, then we'll leave a link to it in the description of the video. So you can check that out. It was a $250 bulk buy, about 400 pounds worth of food, and it was from an Amish community near us. I'll make sure there's a link for you.
And we go through on that video how much we paid for each item in bulk, maybe 50-pound bags, 25-pound bags, and how much those items would have cost had we paid full value for them at the grocery store. not buying in bulk. So it is a really good video to show you how much you can save.
Now, those once again were our 6 super saver skills. Those are skills that will save you more than average. And now we're going to get to my favorite part. These are the ninja-like shopping skills, and these will turn you into a money-saving machine. It is absolutely true. Now, remember, my goal, once again, was to drop my grocery bill from $400 to $300 a month. All right. What is the ninja-like skill number 1, Larry?
Well, you want to reevaluate your food sources. Now, we've had this experience over and over again where we've had a really good food source and then the river dried up. The source was gone and we had to search for another source. And maybe we had to buy a little bit at the store, not in bulk, in order to find another source. But keep looking. If a source dries up, don't stop. Keep looking for another source until you've got something that you can do to take place of that one that dried up.
We suggest that you make a master list of all of the places where you can source food products, because if you're like us, that list actually should be about 8 or 10 different sources, different ways that you find food for your family. Just keep a list, and then about once every 6 months, take a look at the list and say, has anything changed about this source? I'm going to give you an example. So one of the emails that we received was from a lady. I had apparently made a comment about having a coupon for Big Lots that it was a $5 off of a $15 purchase. So my goal is always to get to at exactly $15 worth of purchase so that they take the full $5 off and I wind up saving 33 1/3%. And she said, I can't use that 30% off Big Lots coupon because they're only good on Sundays. And I don't shop on Sundays. Well, here's the deal, guys. That $5 off 15 coupon, you get them after you make a certain number of purchases at Big Lots. I think it's 4 purchases and then they send you one of these coupons. And you have to make sure that you have signed up for their Buzz Club card. And when you do that after 4 purchases at Big Lots, they're going to send you a coupon. And the coupon's good for like 7 to 10 days. So here is the problem. There's nothing wrong with the lady's comment. It was the fact that she misunderstood the parameters of the coupon. And this happens. Programs change, coupons change, the way that stores are trying to get your attention, that changes over time. And if you have stuck in your mind that this is the way this is, then you need to look at it again, because often it has changed and it's just not the same. Here's another example. Kroger. Kroger, a few months ago, somebody tell me in the comments if you do this. I'm aware of it. I know that it's available to me. I've never taken advantage of it, and that doesn't mean I won't. I just haven't up to this point. Kroger has a new, in addition to their Kroger card, where you can load some pretty high value coupons directly onto the card, they're digital coupons. They also have a new program where you can get cash back on specific products when you buy them during specific dates. Now, I'm aware of it, and I know that this program exists. I've never investigated enough to know if I want to do it or not. But that is a good example of being aware of how things have changed. And believe me, if I decide that I really got to buckle down and double down and save some more money on my groceries, I'm going to take a long, hard look at that program and decide, is this viable and should I be using this and how should I be using it? So make sure that you know your food sources and you know whether those programs or those opportunities have changed at all since the last time you looked at your list.
Just to recap on that Big Lot comment that the gal made, I'm wondering if she's thinking about the 20% off sale that they offer, which is different than what you were talking about.
Well, so pre-pandemic, once a quarter, 1 weekend a quarter, Big Lots would have friends and family discount days, which if you were a Buzz Club member, you could save 20% off your whole order on Saturday and Sunday.
Both
but
days.
if you were not a Buzz Club member, you could only do it on Sundays. And I do think that's what she was thinking about. Totally different program. Since the pandemic happened, Big Lots has changed, And every once in a while, they just send me a coupon for 20% off my whole order, and I can use it anytime I want within a 2-week time period. So I actually kind of like the way that they're doing it now. I don't know if you all have experienced the same thing. Tell me in the comments your experience with Big Lots.
But one suggestion I would make, and I know not everybody that's watching this has a Big Lots.
Absolutely.
You might check with your own grocery store to see if they have a special program that they offer like that, that you can take advantage of. Maybe you have to join something, or you have to carry their store card along with you. There might be some little extra thing you have to do, but it would be worth it to save money.
All right, so you're going to periodically reevaluate your food sources. Ninja-like skill number 2 is...
You want to analyze your receipts.
This is a skill that I learned years ago when the kids were young and we were really needing to save on groceries. When I got home from the grocery store, I literally just wrote on a piece of paper different categories of food. So you might write meat, dairy, milk, produce, canned goods. So you've got different categories, and you're going to look at your receipt and just literally write underneath each category what you bought in that category and how much you spent on that specific kind of food. Now for us, this is like way easy for us these days because being vegan, like a lot of those categories don't exist for us. So, we might have only 3 categories on the paper and we're analyzing those receipts. Here's what that allows you to do. It lets you understand what percentage of your food costs are related to specific kinds of foods. What percentage? You're buying meat, right? What percentage of your grocery budget are you spending on meat? Do you know? Do you know how much you're spending on dairy products? What percentage? Because once it became clear to me that we were spending a disproportionate amount of our grocery budget on meat. Now remember, this was 15, 20 years ago. We weren't vegan yet. I thought, wait a minute, we can go to like Meatless Mondays and we can do Meatless Fridays.
We actually did that.
And
we did that.
so
Yeah.
by making some very strategic changes based on how much percentage of my food budget I was willing to spend on meat or willing to spend on dairy, because they are more expensive than produce, right? Then I was able to make some strategic decisions that allowed us to lower our food bills. That's why it's important to analyze those receipts. What else are they going to ask themselves when they look at those receipts?
Well, are you paying too much for any items? You want to look at the dollar amounts. We used to buy boxed cereal. I loved grape nuts, for instance. But, that is a very expensive cereal. And compared to buying like bulk oats or the steel cut oats, it's a very expensive expenditure to buy boxed cereal. So you might find an alternative. What can we do instead of a boxed cereal? Besides, they're not that good for you anyway, all the additives they put in those things.
There you go.
So that's another way you can analyze that receipt and decide, where can I cut that down a little bit?
Here's a third question you can ask yourself when you're analyzing that receipt. Did I buy any junk food? Did I just buy something that, honest to Pete, didn't need to be bought in the first place? We all do it. I'm not telling you never to buy something that is a treat.
We do buy some what could be categorized as junk food. It isn't horrible stuff. It might just be corn chips or something, But you have to have a little bit of fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But you want to make sure, are you doing too much of it? And is it costing you money that you can't afford?
Okay. The third ninja-like grocery saving strategy is?
Always eat food that you bought at the lowest price possible.
How are you going to do that? You are going to shop seasonally and shop cyclically.
Mm-hmm.
Sales cycles happen 2 ways, seasonal and cyclical. A seasonal example would be that we all know you're going to find cabbage marked down to 29 cents a pound on St. Patty's Day weekend. Of course, because everybody's going to make their corned beef and cabbage, right? And so you're gonna stock up on cabbage, because cabbage will last 4 weeks in the refrigerator. It's a really long-lasting vegetable. If you want to buy a whole lot of it, you can make yourself homemade sauerkraut. So my point is, like right now, I have a whole lot of strawberries in the freezer. You know why? because I found them marked down at Aldi to 99 cents a pound. And I knew that was the lowest price I was going to find them, period. So I bought a whole bunch of them and then froze them. So you know what? In December, you know how much my strawberries are going to cost me per pound in December? 99 cents a pound, because I'm going to be eating them out of the freezer, and I bought them at the lowest price possible.
And you know, it's interesting. When you find an item that's being clearanced, if you leave a little bit of, I would call it some open room in your budget, it's nice to be able to take advantage of that. We just bought a bunch of Kashi cereals. Speaking of boxed cereals, but these are pretty good. These are organic. We got, what was it, 99 cents a box at Kroger, clearance?
There were two different kinds of organic cereal.
There's
We got
there was a
Cheerios.
Cheerios.
It wasn't.
Oats,
It was
it's an
organic
oat.
Cheerios, and it was 99 cents. I think we paid $1.29 for this Kashi, like shredded wheat.
Yeah, shredded
now,
wheat.
we just told you we don't buy boxed cereal, so why are we buying these boxes of cereal?
Well, we need
because
it.
once a week on Sunday evening,
We eat it.
I don't cook. I do not cook on Sunday night. And for years and years now, my kids have known that on Sunday nights, they are going to be able to eat a bowl of cereal for supper. They're so happy with it because they don't get boxed cereal the rest of the week. So we bought some boxes of cereal to stock up, and that's going to last us an awfully long time through our Sunday night repast of a bowl of cereal.
It is. And another time we found one of my favorite coffees. It's very hard to find this coffee. And we mentioned it in a previous video, but it was U-Ban, and I think we bought about 20 cans.
It was like
a
12
lot.
cans. It was a lot, though.
Seemed
it
like
really
20.
Was. It seemed like
It
a lot
lasted
more,
a
didn't
long
it?
time.
It lasted us, I don't know, a long time.
But if we find
months.
something on a really good clearance, we'll go ahead and maybe sweep it out if we can. And then we put it away in our pantry, and it lasts forever. And, you know, we've saved a lot of money.
And how are you going to do that, knowing that you're not going to blow out your budget? When you get your grocery budget set at the beginning of the month, you're going to divide it into fifths. You're going to set aside 20% of that grocery budget, and that's going to be your stock up money. So if you have a $500 a month grocery budget, $100 of that is free and clear to stock up when you find amazing, amazing deals. You can do it, feel absolutely no guilt, and not blow out the rest of your grocery budget.
Ninja-like skill number 4 is know how long your food that you regularly buy lasts you. And one of the best ways to do it is to date it when you open it.
Yep, just put opened and then the date. And then when you're done with that product and it's empty, look and see how long that it lasted you. We did this for years. We buy real maple syrup. We don't buy fake maple syrup. And for the longest time, we used maple syrup to make our salad dressings, and we used it on our cereal in the morning. We used it when we had pancakes. So 32 ounces of maple syrup, we were going through it
Pretty
once
fast.
every 30 days.
It's good on oatmeal. It's really good on oatmeal.
Yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
we decided that we just weren't going to replace the maple syrup that often. Had we not known it's only lasting us 30 days and we had not marked it on the container, we would never have known we were going through it that quickly.
Yeah, because it's expensive.
Yeah, it is. And so we found some substitutes. We found some other things we were willing to put on our oatmeal in the morning and still feel good about ourselves. And
Like stevia.
like stevia or like real cane sugar.
Yeah.
And that allowed us to stretch the amount of time that very expensive product was actually lasting us. Now remember, these are the tweaks, the ones we're giving you now. These are the things that are small changes. They're more detailed. These are the ones I'm calling my ninja-like strategies because these go above and beyond what the average person is going to do in order to save money on groceries. But y'all are above average. We know that, right? Because you're watching us every week. You are above average. And we have trust and faith in you that if you employ some of these, you are going to take your grocery budget to the next level. Because that was the initial question that sparked this whole conversation and this whole video was the viewers writing in saying, help me, I've done everything I know to do, what more can I do? I feel stuck. I'm unsticking you guys. I'm telling you what to do if you want to get unstuck. In fact, our syrup is now lasting us substantially longer than 30 days. And we know because we date the bottle. when we open that maple syrup. All right, ninja-like skill number 5.
Consider areas of compromise.
Now, we sort of alluded to this with the whole conversation about the real maple syrup. So what we did was we said, look, we feel really good about using natural maple syrup. We do, because we want to use natural sugars. We don't want to use processed products. What can we do? What can we use that is still going to pass kind of as a compromise, but still allow us to feel good about ourselves? So what we did was we just said we are no longer going to buy sugar unless it's real cane sugar. So we buy it from Aldi now in 4-pound bags. That's the cheapest place that we can find it. And we're using that on our cereal in the morning instead of the maple syrup. Is it a compromise? Yes, it is. But you know what? Life is all about change, and it's all about compromise. Now, am I telling you to give up beliefs about food that you feel really strongly about? I'm not. I'm honestly not. What I'm telling you is to ask yourself, is there any area of compromise here where I can make some changes that are going to save me some money, but I'm still going to be able to feel like I am nourishing my body in a really healthy way? For us, this was a legit compromise that we still feel pretty good about, because a teaspoon of real cane sugar on our cereal in the morning saves us money, and it still makes us feel like we're not making the worst decision we could about what to pour on top of our cereal.
Yeah. Another thing you can do is buy generic. You can save a lot of money on generic.
Generic's legit, guys. It has come a long way. I would give you an example, and you all know how much we love our cup of joe. This coffee we're drinking right now is actually from Aldi. We did not buy it, though. So how did we come about this coffee?
So my sons bought me this roasted hazelnut decaf, and that is from Aldi's. And I think they paid $5 for that. Isn't that right? And that's a 12-ounce bag with Arabica beans, and it is really good coffee.
We would never, on our own volition, have tried this coffee, but it's a great example of what would be considered an off-brand, more generic product that is really awesome. And the truth is,
really
guys, when this bag is empty, we're probably gonna go
more.
to Aldi and we're gonna buy more.
Yeah.
That is where you can actually save some money, is by figuring out where your areas of compromise are as far as name brand versus generic products. So those are all 5 of our ninja-like saving skills. Those are the ones that will take you to the next level and will nudge your grocery budget forward to saving more money, even when you think you've done everything you can to save money. The question is, I have been employing all of these skills, all 6 of our super saver skills, which will save you more than the average person on groceries, and all 5 of my ninja-like savings skills that will help you to save even more percentage on your grocery budget than you even thought possible. And the question is, have these strategies actually resulted in a lowering of the Ware family food budget? Now, I'm going to tell you that I have not shared this information with Larry. He knows nothing. He does not yet know how these strategies have actually played out in our own grocery budget. Larry, once again, what was the goal for the grocery budget?
$300 a month.
All right,
I passed.
He remembered that. All right, $300 a month. Last year, budget was $400. I spent $425 a month. This year, it was $300, and we have spent in the first 7 months of the year 2021, we have averaged, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm sitting down.
$262 a month.
Wow, that's amazing. That really is amazing.
So
She's amazing.
take it from someone who honestly thought I was doing everything that I thought that I could. And I employed these strategies, and really did begin to see a difference and save more money on my grocery budget. If you want to know 10 ways you can save on your grocery budget, I have a free resource. You know, I love to give you guys free stuff. I just love it. It's a free ebook, and it has 10 ways to drop your grocery costs like a rock. And the free ebook is available for you. There's a link in the description of this video. If you found this helpful, I would love to know. Give it a thumbs up. Let's have a discussion in the comments section about what ninja-like strategies you employ in order to spend less on groceries every single month. Be sure to join us next week for the next edition of Thrifty Thursday. All right, so we're going to no, we're not going to say all right. Just cut that all right out. My God, all right. I just keep saying all right. I just stopped saying it.
You can't stop saying all right.
It's not all right.
It's all right. It's all right with me. It's all right with you.
So, the grocery budget in 2020. Were you listening, Larry? This is a quiz. How much was it?
$3.25.
No, you weren't listening.
$4.25.
Okay, we're going to try this again.
What was it?
He doesn't listen to me.
Are you tired of shopping for furniture and never finding what you want and thinking, well, what's the point? Come to Amish Choice Wood Furniture, where it's all about the point. Point to the style you like, in the size you want. Point to the wood you desire, in the color you prefer. Point to the hardware you love. Well, you get the point. It's not about making do with what you found. It's about finding something when nothing else will do. Come see what shopping for furniture should be like at Amish Choice Wood Furniture and more. It's your furniture. It's your choice.